ARM is developed that are used quite heavily. And we have tools that also allow customers to take all of the IP that they've already developed, put it together very quickly, and then spin out silicon from it. I mentioned before that we have physical IP. If you look at where process nodes are these days, it's quite common to get something smaller than 65 nanometers, and our libraries are moving towards 20 nanometers. And in fact, just earlier this year, we announced a joint program with IBM to develop libraries all the way down to 14 nanometers. This is pretty much probably the most difficult aspect of design, is because we're now starting to run into physical barriers. It used to be in the 70s and the 80s, your processor speed was, it was an issue, but you could always make your parts go faster. Well, we're up to about 3.5 gigahertz now. Getting anything beyond that is going to be very, very difficult. It's possible, and the physicists back in the 80s said that, 40 nanometers, that's probably the upper theoretical limit. Well, we've blown right through that, so we've already got down to 28 nanometers, and we're already aiming at 14 nanometers. So this is a very difficult problem in the industry to solve, but the physicists are helping us, and we seem to be doing it. If you look at the number of applications that actually have an ARM in them, it's enormous. Again, most of these devices, you typically don't think about the processor. For example, you send something to your printer, it works, you printed out your paper, you're finished. But there's a lot of compute power in that process, in the printer itself. Set-top boxes, digital cameras, cell phones, obviously. All of these applications, you all use them, you all have them, but you don't generally think about what's going on behind the scenes. So, we're producing, or our partners are producing, about a little over 6 billion parts every year. And again, by the end of this year, we expect to cross the 7 billion mark. So these devices are being used in smart televisions, GPS systems. We've now, actually a partner of ours called Calzeta has now started building servers out of ARM-based parts. So it's very likely that within the next couple of years, you'll start seeing servers, laptops, desktops based around ARM devices. So this is a good time to be an electrical engineer, especially for you guys. Because if you think about the number of applications, if you think about the sobering statistics about how many people on the planet have cell phones, well, there's about 7 billion people now. Actually, officially, there are 7 billion people. About 2/3 of those have cell phones, which leaves 1/3 of the world's population without cell phones. And in fact, a 1/5 of the world's population is still without electricity. So, enormous amounts of application space left. So things like your smart meter on the side of your home that monitors energy usage, devices that are interconnected with each other, so your tablet now talks wirelessly to your television. In the next 10 years, the analysts are expecting over 100 billion ARM-based parts to be produced. So that gives you guys an awful lot of opportunity to design that next generation of part. So I will leave you with that particular thought, and as you go through the exhibits today, please take time to ask lots and lots of questions. We're here for you guys. We want to make this an enjoyable experience, and if you have any questions of any kind, we have a booth right behind you. Joe Bungo will be there most of the day, and in fact, he's giving 2 embed workshops today. So we're really looking forward to seeing all of you. All right, thank you.